Alright. Reps versus SAS. Click the wrong button once again. Reps versus SAS. Game number 1. Here we go. On Pathfinder. Alright. I'm excited. 2 very good teams. We have... looks like Reps Largo versus SAS Skyline. Skyline. And I missed the colors. Skyline red, Largo not red. Kind of whitish color. Alright. Stockway has left the game, and we have a TBT on Pathfinder. I don't think I've seen a TBT on this map. This map seems like it could be really interesting for TBT. Because you can like put up siege tanks in a lot of really annoying places and be able to shell the natural mineral line or shell a lot of the buildings, because you couldn't possibly build all your buildings close enough to the center as a Terran to avoid taking siege tanks fire at least on at least one of the sides. But at the same time, this is a close air distance map, so raids might be really, really good. So I'm kind of curious to see what type of strategy each player goes for. Alright, well, primary going down as what would be expected. Actually, wait. Okay. I was like, where's the barracks? But, there's the barracks. And, looks like Largo's refinery was just a little bit faster. Not really significantly faster. And, Largo will finish off the wall. That wall is SCV type. So, Skyline's SCV won't be able to see what is going on other than, there's not an expansion. Meanwhile, Largo's SCV is heading the wrong direction, but should be able to get in because there's not a wall. Skyline throws down his first factory. And, oh, apparently this isn't a SCV type, because that SCV got in. Is this not a terrain feature? Or could SCVs just fit through this gap? Alright. Not sure. Anyway, both players are going to be able to see the factory, unless this marine micro is particularly good. But I don't think you can get it. And no amount of marine micro is going to be able to double that result. So, both players see the factories, but what is coming after the factory is the real question. Will it be a command center? Will it be a starport? Will it be a second factory? And that's where the builds are really going to start to diverge. And it's going to be a starport for Skyline. And what do we have for Largo? Nothing? Really? I feel like I'm missing a building. I'm confused. He had, like, reduced money as if he did build something. I'm not sure. I use this as he's going to build whatever it is. Give me an armory. Okay. Well, the Goliaths will be able... Fast Goliaths will counter the raids, if that is what Skyline is going for. Ooh, he canceled the starport. And canceled the command center. So actually he has no tech. And is now starting to build the second factory, but it's going to be pretty far away. He has a machine shop down, but he's not building tanks, he's building vultures. Will he be able to kill off the vulture? Yes, he will. And there are 4 Marines in the base. They're going to be able to get a good number of SCV kills. 2 down already. Not quite that one. Not going to quite get that one. And when that vulture comes out, it will be the end. But these Marines have already gotten 3 SCV kills, along with the units they've killed in the process, and forcing, well, at least this cancel. I'm not sure if this cancel was forced. Largo now on 3 factories, going to start producing his Goliaths. Not getting a super fast attack upgrade. The Skyline is also building his 3rd factory, but he does not have an armory. He's building a command center in a little bit safer of a location than putting it actually in the natural. Looks like Skyline is blocking the Goliath from making any more attacks by landing the barracks. Actually, it might not even be for that. I'm not sure if it's probably blocking the Goliath, but it might also just be because by landing it, the Goliath can't kill it as fast. I think it's going to die anyway, so might as well land it, make the Goliath take more time. Meanwhile, Skyline is preparing for a backstab with 4 speed vultures, and the Goliaths are going to move out at just the perfect time to miss these vultures. That command center has nowhere near enough vision to see them. There is no wall here. There's going to be 1 Goliath on the ramp. Oh, and it stopped there. Very good timing from Largo to put the Goliath there, but 1 Goliath isn't enough to actually block the ramp, and now there are 4 speed vultures in the main with no mines. Important to note. But are going to be able to get a lot of SCV kills. Oh man, only 1 vulture has been killed. 3 kills, 1 kill, 5 kills. 3 kills, 1 kill, 5 kills, plus 1 that already died. All of these SCVs. Meanwhile, Largo's going for an attack of his own with Goliaths. Goliaths are pretty good versus SCVs, but there's a tank in the background, and Skyline is microing it very effectively, and Largo's not looking in such a good position anymore, despite that nice early attack. He lost a lot of SCVs with that Vulture harass, and his next attack utterly failed. But he's going to just continue to pump lots and lots of Goliaths. Well, Skyline certainly won't be going for air anytime soon. But siege tanks are good against Goliaths, so I don't know how much more success he's going to have with them. Okay, he is now switching into tank production. Good. He's definitely going to need some siege tanks to deal with Skyline's 3, soon to be more. Actually, he's not building any more at the moment, so take that back. But still, 3 siege tanks. Going to be very good versus Goliaths alone. Still getting an upgrade. Largo hasn't even expanded compared to Skyline, who expanded a while ago. He's now sitting down in his command center. So in pretty much every way, Largo is behind. Other than he has an armory. But I think that's the only advantage he has. 51 supply compared to 58. And here comes Skyline with a very scary looking attack. Multiple 4 vultures and 3 tanks. I'm not sure why he decided to take the longer way around. It's not a significant difference, but well, Largo's going to go for a counterattack of his own, bringing a lot of Goliaths. And these pure Goliath attacks, well, this one's actually going to do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, this is being sieged. The tanks can hit a lot of things in here if they have vision, but they don't at the moment. And now Goliaths are going to come around because they need to get vision and are all going to be killed very quickly. Meanwhile, Skyline's going to take out the command center, took out all the SCVs. These Goliaths have a lot of kills, and because there aren't tanks here, 8 kills, 6 kills. Because there's only 1 tank here, they're not going to die that quickly. Meanwhile, full SCVs, but Skyline has 3 SCVs of his own. Oh man, 4 kills and 4 kills apiece. 0-0-1. And the SCVs are just going to go up into the base for a scout, maybe? I'm not sure, but there's still 2 siege tanks left. Both of them pretty injured, but Largo has no siege tanks of his own. So pretty good attacks from both sides. And a good tank micro is going to be able to take out a lot of these SCVs. They're going quite far away from home. 4 kills and 7 kills, man. Looks like Skylime has a good secure of his base now. But very aggressive early pushes from both players. But definitely looks like Skylime is getting the better of it. He has it's 38 supply for Largo compared to 45 for Skylime. Actually, the supply difference was a lot bigger just a little while ago. It's about the same as before both of those attacks happened. And oh wow, Largo is going to be just super obnoxious. Lands the barracks so that the command center can't be built. Actually, it's probably not going to matter. It's gonna because it's going to die before the command center is going to get there anyway. But Largo just being annoying. A starport out for Largo with the control tower, but he's not building anything out of it quite yet. Probably for drops. No, it's for raids. Very peculiar. Raids this late are kind of rare. Or not this late, but this portion of the game. If you don't start with raids, you usually don't build raids until it's a split map situation and you just like clear down 5 starports. So, build the control tower so he can get Cloak? Huh, he's not researching Cloak. I mean, he hasn't had money for it, he just has enough now. I'm pretty sure Cloak is 150, 150. No, it is for the dropship. Okay. I'll see what the race is for. Maybe it is just shorter to push along this backside. I thought it was longer because you have to come all the way around to this side, but every attack it seemed to be along the left edge of the map. So maybe it's actually shorter to go that way. Anyway, well, that one race for Largo is going to be pretty effective until Glass come out. Where's the Armory? Armory's done. Getting +1, very good. And first Glass on the way. It might be able to pick up 1, maybe 2? No, just 1 kill before the Goliath is there. And SCV, not going to quite be able to kill it, repair it as best as being killed, but it's going to slow it down significantly. And Largo's going to be able to clean up this base. Reducing Skyline to once again just being on 2. Will that command center go away? I think it's going to be fine. Meanwhile, though, this is a very annoying position to siege up tanks. To have them be able to slash the natural like that, and Skyline's going to lose a lot of his tanks in the attacks just because they're so clumped up. And oh no, this is going to be a very costly engagement for Skyline. He might even lose it. I think he might even lose it because of this tank in the back. Largo with a very nice attack, very nice positioning. It takes out this Expo, to a larger extent, and kills Skyline in like a ratio of 2-to-1. 73 supply compared to 50 for Skyline. Largo has jumped ahead, and he built that dropship to drop off more units into the back. Largo is like simultaneously harassing every base at once, and it's going to be cleared up, but he's not. But how much is Skyline mining? This is all the mining he's doing. He's now transferring SCVs over there, probably the SCVs from the name. But man, Largo, he was looking pretty bad there for a second just because the aggression wasn't working, but now the aggression's working once again, and once again he's looking amazing. Neither player has any attack upgrades yet. The Skyline was working on his. It should be just about done now. I want to check on that. Yes, it is just about done now. Is Largo getting his +1? No, he got the really fast armory, but not getting +1. +1 is not very important. It is the magical +2. And I imagine Largo's going to have a pretty hard time once Skyline gets his +2. Is he going to start +2 immediately? Oh no, he's not going to start +2 immediately. He doesn't have the science facility. Anyway, Largo has secured his third base. Unlike Skyline's, his is a gas base. And actually, is there more mineral patches? 7, 8. Yes, he does have one extra mineral patch. Oh, I meant to put on the mini-map to see this other draw. And, ooh, very nice position for the siege tanks. But not quite enough to hit that siege tank. And is that command center going to go down? It's taking a lot of fire. SCVs are being pulled. There's one vulture, but nothing there to do a lot of damage. It's not like the SCVs are going to get splashed. And he's going to lose all the SCVs. Command center is burning down. More tanks are going to come, though. And the command center is now being repaired. It looks like he will hold off the attack, but he did lose a lot of SCVs when he pulled them to fight. And these two dropships are looking very scary at the moment. Skyline does not have many Goliaths to try to deter them, and he is just getting rocked by harass. Meanwhile, Largo is taking a 4th even. He's going to soar ahead in gas. Assuming he can secure it, this base is quite a bit more risky than this one. It's harder to defend and is farther away from his army. It looks like Skyline's going to go for an attack of his own. Lots of tanks, only a few Goliaths. And looks like SCVs are being transferred through the battle. Distracts the tanks a little bit, but not significantly. Loses a bunch. And it looks like Skyline's overwhelming tank number is going to be able to kill everything of Largo. What does Largo have behind this? A few more reinforcements. Going to have to retreat to not be killed in a line. It looks like he will have enough stuff to hold off. Not to use the dropships, though. And, oh, Skyline realizes that those transferring SCVs were going somewhere. Is going to attack that base. Yep, there we go. Is going to attack his base. Maybe not. I thought he was going to go for an attack with the 6 tanks, but possibly not. Looks like Largo wanted to take this expo. Is he building command center up on top? Nope. But if he didn't want to take it, it's getting shut down. Meanwhile, these tanks are going to go harass this expo. He doesn't have vision, so he's going to have to scan for it. But this is a very, very nice defensive place. Oh, he's not going to need to scan. He's going to bring one tank, and that's going to be the vision. Supply depots go down. He needs to bring the tank a little bit forward to see the mineral line. I'm pretty sure that the SCVs are in danger, not just the command center. But here comes the double drop ship of that's a lot to deal with. I think it's going to be enough. Oh, he's forced to unsiege to not splash himself, but most of the tanks die before the unsiege happens. And Largo's going to clear it out before this base takes too much damage. Very nice. Skyline's like putting a surround on the main. Looks rather intimidating, but there's actually not that much stuff. Ooh. I think he scanned for that. He must be scanning. Now, once again, Skyline in a pretty good position to defend. These units are going to have to get through mines. Going to have to attack in a really big cluster. I'm not going to be able to spread them out at all. Can he hit the command center? It would appear he cannot hit the command center. Anyway, Largo going to go for an attack of his own. I'm not sure if it's going to be that successful. There is another pack of units in that dropship. Oh, looks like Largo attacked when Skyline was unsieged, so Largo's going to do more damage. And that could have been a lot worse of an engagement for him, but he attacked at just the right time. And Largo's going to deny this fort from going down. Skyline's still only on 3 bases. This one's pretty much mined out, so on 2 bases. Compared to Largo's 4. Well, 3, because this is mined out. It's 121 supply to 88. Ooh, difference of over 30? Skyline definitely has his work cut out for him. Largo is being so aggressive in a TVT, just constantly he did a lot of economic damage, and now he's just stopping Skyline from having a chance at taking a chance of taking a 4th. If Skyline's going to mine out, well, he still has a good amount of time on 2 bases. I think Skyline finally realizes there's a base here, but it is very well defended now. It's either going to take the 5th. And somehow, it looks like Largo has managed to get into a split map situation, but his half of the map has a lot more expos than his opponent's half of the map. I really like TBTs on 3-player maps, because on 2-player maps and on 4-player maps, they're so symmetrical that you can just get into split map situations in TBT and be really passive about it. And a lot of Terrans like to just get in split map situations. But when you're on a 3-player map, you can't get into a split map situation. Unless you're leaving a lot of them empty. Otherwise, one player's going to be up and one player's going to be down. And it forces a lot of movement from either side to be either really aggressive in preventing the other person from expanding, or being really aggressive in your own expansions. Because if you don't, this happens. And Skyline was pretty aggressive, but he still couldn't stop these 5 bases from being established. He has 5 bases on his side of the map, and actually he's setting up a simultaneous 4th and 5th. But as I said, mined out, no gas, compared to these bases, which all have gas, and only one is mined up. Looks like Skyline is still going for more cuteness with that wall, but going to be shut down very quickly. And this base is alive based on the good graces that Largo has not actually scouted it yet, but there's no defensive there. He cannot get any tanks over there. Does he still not have a starport? He does have a starport now, and the science facility. Does he have +2? No, he doesn't have +2. Oh man. Oh, there we go. He should definitely be having +2. Largo did get +1 eventually. Is he getting +2 now? Yes, his +2 is a little bit faster. Alright. Well, this is looking pretty secure. Tanks over here. That bull should get killed. And Largo's taking base number 6 as the mineral only. He still has this expo over here on his side of the map if he wants it. Actually, this is the only expo this is the only expo left that has not been expanded to. And certainly going to be pretty hard for Skyline to take it. .170 compared to 136, so still above by about 30. And looks like Skyline is going to sacrifice his SCVs to take some of the tank shots. And he's going to attack. He's not going to go into siege mode. It's not a mistake. That was on purpose. And will it be enough? No, it's not going to be enough. His tanks clustered up too much. Oh, man. Now, it was not a mistake from Skyline to go in without siege mode, because tanks do almost as much damage out of siege mode as they do in siege mode, in terms of DPS. Just because the siege tank shots are so slow. The real advantage to siege mode is 2 things. 1 is your range, and 2 is your is the splash. Largo already has units pretty spread out, so splash wasn't going to be a huge factor. And the range doesn't work when you're attacking. Range only helps you when you're defending. So, realizing that, he just attacked with straight up normal siege tanks, because he didn't want to waste the time to have to siege in the middle of a battle. It would have really cost him. The issue was that he was winning the battle at first, but then his tanks started to cluster up as Largo's line shrunk, and because they were clustering up, the splash damage from Largo just did so much that Skyline lost the engagement. So Skyline is going to be able to shut down base number 7, was it? No, this one's 6. And GG from Skyline. After losing his hidden expo over here, he was only mining off of 3 bases compared to 5 or 6 or something. Oh, a very, very aggressive, very nice game from Largo to take set number 1 for Team Reps. And SAS needs to pull their shit together. they can't afford to go down 1-3. And I mean, having to go up against Reps is a pretty intimidating task, but still, you got to do something here. I'm looking at the replays. Some of them are numbered, some of them aren't numbered. So, like, I don't have a set number 3, but I have 2 replays that have no name on them. So, I guess I'll just pick one of those and hope it was the right one. Alright. Well, once again, we have the ZVZ on Icarus. This time, it is between, I didn't look at the colors, but I'll change that later. We have Sass, Cashew, not Cashew 2, just the original Cashew, and Rep, I forgot, Plumum, that's right. Alright, and the colors, Plum is purple, and Cashew is teal. Very good. Now, Cashew's going to scout in the right direction, Plum's going to scout in the wrong direction. Cashew wasn't around for like the first half of the season for Nation War and Gambit Cup, but he's been showing up lately, so I'm glad. I am a Cashew fan. I enjoy watching his games. They are very entertaining. Oh, Cashew goes for the, excuse me, goes for the 9 pool. Plum also goes for a 9 pool. I'm being told by Desakwe that Cashew will random this game. So Plumum doesn't know that it's a Zerg. He has a Zerg opponent quite yet. Going with the safest build possible, pool with no speed. I mean, I guess he could go 12 pools, so it's really just a universal thing. But now he's the Overlord, so he knows that his opponent is Zerg. Now, Cashew got his gas a lot faster. I think if Plumum had realized he was going, ooh, 9 pool, 9 hatch? No, that was a 9 pool, 10 hatch. Really, Plumum? Okay. Well, you're gonna have to deal with some speedlings. You have speedlings of your own. Alright. This is interesting. He might be able to defend that hatchery. Normally, as the 9 pooling player, you use the pool as a spring-off point because you can get a faster layer. So you just want really fast tech. But Plumum is going to sacrifice the fast tech and get another base. You know what? He didn't. I was going to say, I like this reaction if you see your opponent going 9 pool. But I don't think he actually did it on reaction. I think this was just his plan for against Zerg. I wonder if it had something to do with the fact that he didn't get gas early because his opponent was random. That might be it. He didn't get early gas because his opponent was random. So he wasn't going to have fast tech. So he could either just be behind in the tech battle or be even more behind but have a hatchery. I'm going to go with that as the explanation, and I like it from Plumum. That was a really cool decision. But he does need to be able to defend against a lot of speedlings. And, speedlings not only are faster, but do actually get more attack, because they do attack slightly faster. It's not like the Adrenal Glands, but there is a little bit of a difference. In a Ling-a-Ling battle, it's very important. Oh, but Plumum, it looks like he's going to lose that hatchery. I'm not sure how he can save it. He's pulling a lot of drones to try to save it. And more Lings not actually in the battle yet. Oh, Plumum needs some amazing micro here, and even an amazing micro is probably not going to be enough. First drone goes down. That hatchery's almost dead. And once Mutalisk come out, Mutalisk is going to be able to just snipe it. Plumum's speed's almost done, layer's almost done, but still doesn't have either of them up. How far along is Cashew's Spire? Spire's about a third of the way, maybe 2/5. But, oh no, Plumbo's out of Zerglings. He's going to lose some of the drones. And he's still doing amazing micro with these drones, keeping them alive for... Oh, but now he's not having amazing micro with the drones. Speedlings. Too good in ZVZ, man. You just can't cut it with not Speedlings if your opponent has them for an extended period of time. Couldn't get down the Sunken. So Cashew's going to take a very quick game and tie the series up 1-1. Alright. I don't have a game 3, but I have a couple untitled games, so I'm just going to pretend one of them is game 3. This one, in fact. Actually, I think La Mancha was the third one. So, yeah, got the right one. Alright, this is Twitch TV Gambit Cup, sponsored by Twitch TV, Prowler, and Herbopolis. Thank you all. Ooh. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Project versus Lockdog. I don't know what they're talking about. Something about homage. I didn't expect to play versus you. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but alright. Lockdog praising his opponent, trying to lull him into a false sense of security before destroying him with lots of zealot. Probably not. Probably gonna do normal stuff. Anyway, two very talented players. Lockdog is, you know what? I'm pretty sure it's safe to say Lockdog is the best Croatian in the world. The best Croatian StarCraft player. The best StarCraft player that the nation of Croatia has ever produced. Even before StarCraft 2. I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, but I don't know any of the Croatian StarCraft players. And meanwhile, Project is really, really good. Really, really good. Although, he's not as good PvP as he is in his other matchups. Actually, I got to cast last week, a Project versus Protoss Nation War series. And he had a very impressive showing. Yeah, your game is not 4th, Jisakwe. It's because I have one that says 4th. So it could be, it's either 3rd, 5th, or 6th. Because I haven't actually looked to see if there are 5th or 6th games, because I don't want to spoil myself. So there may or may not be titles for this. But, yeah. It's definitely not 4th. Unless somebody made a mistake, then it could be 4th. I don't know. I am totally at the mercy of the emails from people I've never heard of before. They could totally be faking these games between these players, and I'd have no idea. But I say that about pretty much every cast I do. I really have no verifications for these replays. Anyway, Actually, that probe can't get up the ramp, so Project's gonna get the scout. And gonna be chased away pretty quickly because Goon's already out. Lockdog did not make a zealot at first, so he could get his Goon on a little bit faster. And it looks like he's gearing up for the expansion. Yep, he has enough money for it. He will be expanding slightly faster. Project checking for the checking for the proxy because he didn't see the expo come down when his SCV came in, and then didn't see much in the base. So just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything crazy going on. After not seeing proxies, he's checking down here too. After not seeing proxies, he has to assume that the expo was thrown down a little bit after the SCV left, which would be pretty normal. It's still a pretty fast expo for Protoss, but not ridiculously fast. I mean, 1 gate expand. 1 gate core expand, not 1 gate expand. Range is almost done, but because he threw down the fast expo, he only has 1 goon out. Project doesn't even need to throw down the bunker, he doesn't have one yet. So, alright. Alright. Project hitting Vultures. Project Vultures, some of the scariest things in the game. They don't die, and they always lay mines everywhere. And Dazakwe, well, he's gonna have 3 goons initially if the Vulture comes straight across the map. Actually, no, it's just gonna lay down mines first and eventually link up with the rest of it. It seems that Project's going for the fake double. Which I'm not even sure. It's still a fake double, but I'm not sure if it's not really a fake double in the sense that he's not fooling anybody with it. Never mind, I take that back. It's a fake double. I'm gonna stop talking about fake doubles. That's enough Dragoons, though, to really shut down anything. Still 2 mines left. So, we'll see how good of a mine placement he can get. He lays down both of them before the Vulture dies, but it's not going to be enough to actually attack the goons. Just wants to stop goon movement. And going to pull right back. Loses the Vulture and a few Marines. Doesn't really kill anything, but realizes that there are enough goons up that he can't do any damage. Ooh, Lockdog's going on to 4 gates. Ah, he already has tech. Lockdog's getting up to 4 gateways. What was that one? Ah, another pylon. Alright. Apparently there are a lot of SAS players in chat. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think. At least 4. I think there's a 5th one too. Anyway. Project threw down the 2nd factory. And he's already expanded a while ago. Is he expanding down here? I guess he is expanding down there. So he's going to be on 3 bases pretty quickly. And this is a very big map, so might actually take Lockdog a while to get over there. Lockdog's going to go for some 2-base Arbiter play. Very quick Arbiters. And he's not in a really good position to expand. Project is scouting the 2 most logical places to throw one down, so he'll be able to attack as soon as it's being built. Probably for some Zealot drops. Looking for the Arbiter Tribunal. Alright, we're not going to quite get the Arbiter Tribunal yet. It will come eventually. Project likes to build some forward buildings. He didn't really build them, he just floated them out there, but yeah, Project is a fan of trying to get goons to shoot at buildings instead of his tanks. And it's usually works out pretty well. I'm surprised we don't see a supply depot, but because there's usually like a supply depot here, not enough to make a wall, but still out in the front. But not this game. I guess the Sockway hasn't been really aggressive, so he hasn't really needed it. Looks like he cleared out the mine. Didn't take a hit. That was previous damage. Shield's still there. And he'll send a probe up there to expand eventually. There's the... okay. Found the Arbiter Tribunal. Getting recall first. Well, there's a nice big patch of space down here to recall into. Project hasn't mined it up yet. Actually, Project has not built many vultures this game. Oh, hey. Here are the forward supply depots I was talking about. Oh, that was not a supply depot, but, yeah. This is a very Project move right here. To build really, really forward supply depots. Just to try to tank some of the damage. It's really ironic how, of all the units that are in StarCraft to tank damage, and whenever you use that phrase, it's never tanks that tank damage. Tanks are like the worst thing to take damage. Tanks are actually really fragile. Because they have less health than a Zealot. Anyway. I always found that weird. So, starting as +1 now. +1. Good upgrade to have. Looks like Lockdock did on the expansion here. Vultures. It's gonna take them a while to work through that pylon. There we go. There's a Dragoon. And there's a lot of other Dragoons. So those vultures aren't gonna do anything. I'm gonna throw down a cannon. Meanwhile, here comes Project Vultures. Finally starting to do some vulture harass. Picks off 4 probes, 5 probes, right off the bat. And gonna turn back around. There were a lot of probes transferring in that direction, but most of them get killed. See, this is what I mean, man. Look, none of those vultures have mines. None of these vultures have mines. They just don't. No mines. Oh, that was a good hit. Or a bad hit, depending on whose perspective you're looking at it from. First Arbiter should be out. Where is it? Maybe it's not out? I guess it's still the first Arbiter warping in. Project still hasn't mined up his base yet. So he needs to be careful about these recalls. Sockway didn't get... Oh, he's now getting stasis. Here's the Arbiter. Still needs some more energy before it can, but before he can. But it's not like the Sockway's army is like putting any aggression on Project. So he kind of needs the recall to do something here to get something moving. I'm not really articulating that correctly, but what I'm trying to say is the Sockway's been pressed back so far and so reluctant to move out that he's going to need the recall to allow him to get some kind of pressure back on Project, because, I mean, there's hardly been a unit on Project's half of the map the entire game. I mean, if you draw a line from here to here, I think, like, one early goon crossed that line, and some scouting probes, and some observers. But really, the Sockway is playing a very passive style of Protoss, which is pretty uncharacteristic for him, actually. Well, if you look at his TVZ, it's uncharacteristic. Anyway, here's the recall. And he's going to get some SCV kills. Where are the units? They are coming eventually. Alright. So we got some SCV kills. Not too many. How many building kills are you gonna get? Oh, almost no building kills. He only gets a supply depot. And now this army's quartered in the back. So that recall was not very successful. Yeah, it's not as if he's going to be able to pick off that armory. That was +2 armory as well. That would have been very nice. But, let's see. You killed a Comsat, two supply depots, a refinery. Is the commander even going to come back? I wouldn't have been surprised if he's just like, well, I don't actually need to mine out the rest of this. I'm going to leave. Is this Arbiter going to go for another recall? He has units in recall formation. Here we go. 2 turrets aren't going to kill the Arbiter fast enough. Recall! That's a big recall. A couple mines, but I didn't actually see him. I just heard him. So no damage done with it. And this recall is going to be a very effective recall, it looks like. More SCVs going down, but wow, that's a lot of tanks from Project. And most of the Zealots have already been killed, so the Dragoons aren't going to be too successful. Actually, that looked like it was going to be a lot worse of a recall than it was, but he killed 2 supply depots, a turret, and then a bunch of SCVs. But really no unit kills other than a tank here, and he still lost the entire army. So Project's doing a very nice job with his recall defense, despite the fact that he's not mining up everywhere. Wait. Sakwe said I missed 2 Arbiters? You did 2 other recalls? No, you didn't do 2 other recalls. Oh. Oh, okay. That was from a while ago. Alright, I'm fine. I'm okay with that. So, hit the EMP. That Arbiter's not going to do a recall. Man, this map is just really open. I don't think I've ever realized how big it is. It seems like bigger than most 4-player maps. I don't think it is, but it just seems that way. Probably has to do with being crossed. Anyway, looks like another recall down at the bottom. Actually, it might not have been a recall. It might just have been walking units over there. There's nothing to defend. Project. He really didn't put many defenses at that base. He seems kind of content being on 3. But that's not going to last him much longer. He has kept his opponents at 3, so despite this being such a big map and being cross positions, it's still a 3-base versus 3-base. And both of the mains are almost mined out. So 2-base versus 2-base. The naturals aren't doing that much either. Because both of the forts got shut down. Lockdog, though, it seems to be in a better position to establish a 4th. Once he just comes up and remakes this, he'll have his army in a better position. He still needs to get a probe over there, though. Oh, those are just fire mines. So, yeah, that probe will get over there. Alright. We going in for another recall. Looks like we are. The Silence Vessel's moving out of position just in time. And, whoa! I did not think you could recall from there. But the recall goes down. And with a lot of units, let's see how much damage you can do with this one. Arbiter goes down fast. Because there were a lot of turrets, and an early EMP is going to soften it up, but Project needs to get some units back here. Ooh, double D matrix on the Vultures. Actually, that recall did, like, nothing. It's amazing how little that did, because it looked like it was going to be so good, but then they kind of messed around a little bit, killing some SCVs, and then tanks happened. The tanks happened. So, despite the fact that a lot of these recalls look like they're going to be so good, Project just, like, comes back with his units and is just like, nope. This recall was not good, and I will show you why, and then he kills it all. And then Dosakwe is sad. Or Lockdog's sad. One of those two people is sad. Anyway, looks like Lockdog's going in for it. Oh! He did kill 2 tanks with that mine, but he took a lot of zealot hits with it, too. And looks like we finally have some major engagements. This is really the first major army-to-army engagement we've had. And Lockdog's doing a good job of keeping Project only on 3 bases, once again shutting down the 4th. And Project's army is really spread out. That's not enough to deal with Lockdog. Okay, there we go. I'm not really sure what Project's doing with his army, because he's certainly not attacking with it, and he's certainly not defending his 4th with it. I guess he's defending against recalls, because he's been doing that really well. But that might just be a byproduct of something he's not doing so well. Another recall going down. This time he forces the command center to lift, and is going to be able to take it out. I totally clicked over here before you said there was recall in the 3rd. So, found it. Well, that recall went a little bit better. He didn't waste as many units, and he did get the command center. So that was a successful recall. Looks like Project is going to once again take out a 4th, because managing to take a 4th base in this game is just a ridiculous idea. But it looks like Dosakwe setting up another one down here. He doesn't have any probes over there. Probably can't expand. Project getting the tanks across the bridge is going to be pretty hard. Zealous did a lot of damage, but we'll see how much damage the goons can do. And actually, the goons take a lot of hits from siege tanks trying to cross while they try to cross. Looks like Project's going to have an equal retaliation to Lockdog recalling this base. He's going to be able to take out Lockdog's 3rd. But Lockdog does have this 4th down here, and these units are stopping Project from taking a 4th, unless he wants to try to take one down here, but that's going to be really difficult. Meanwhile, he's continuing to try to attack, but now there's a much bigger siege numbers, and they're in a little bit of a better position to deal with Zealots trying to cross. They're not quite far enough, though, to attack the Nexus, so it's going to be safe for a little while longer. Back here, another Nexus, but it's going to go down because it has no defenses unless these units were to come back. Maybe he will save it, because it's going to take a tank and a Goliath quite a long time to actually kill it. This Nexus, however, is certainly going to die. Almost certainly going to die. Yes, it's going to die. And these units are going to save the Nexus up here, but Lockdog has populated this base, so this is a full functioning base. Project's army isn't in a really good position. Dang it, another recall over here. Project's army isn't in a really good position to prevent him to attack that, and he has to keep his unit so close. He might even need to keep his unit so close just because of how much Dosakwe is recalling. Project, for how much I talked to him up about his good mine uses, he is not laying mines to stop recall. And he's only at 117 supply, mined out in the main, mined out in the natural. Almost mined out in the main. It would appear he took his units away from there for a while. And is on one mining base that is constantly being stopped. Dosakwe mined out in the natural, mined out in the main, and is on one mining base that hasn't been found yet. So it's pretty low eco at this point. But it seems like Dosakwe has a lot more possibilities for taking a 4th compared to Project. Project has moved his entire force of his army over to the right side of the map, leaving Lockdog the opportunity to take any of these bases if he wants to try to make another one. and it appears that the project has found the one mining base for Dosakwe. Will Dosakwe be able to defend it? He's going in for a pretty big attack. Not such a good stasis at first, but he might have enough speed slots that it doesn't matter. A lot of speed slots go down. There's still so many tanks, and the Dragoons are attacking up a high ground that Project's going to win that battle pretty convincingly and equalize the supply. Lockdog was like 30 supply ahead, and now he's even. And Project's going to be able to just push down and take out this base. Is he going to wait around for this to unstasis, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, it looks like the goons that were sitting here for quite a while are finally going to be cleaned up. And Project's going to attempt number 5 at this point of taking a 4th. Meanwhile, there's just an Arbiter sitting here. Wonder if he's going to try to recall with it. He doesn't have enough energy for it right now, but actually it appears to be EMP'd because because the shields are down as well. And some of the probes die. Where are they going to transfer though? Lockdog is not mining anymore. He's straight up not mining. I guess he's transferring all his probes over here. Even if he established this base, he's almost mined out anyway. So Lockdog's looking pretty hurt right now. Project setting up another base here. He can't allow Project to take another one. Project is only a 1 mining base, but it's pretty depleted, so Project really does need to hold this. I think this would be a pretty strong place to recall, but I'm not sure if Dosakwe realizes it yet. There's an Arbiter here. Still doesn't quite have enough energy for the recall. It looks like Dosakwe is expanding down to this X, though. He doesn't have any probes over there yet. Can he transfer? Is he doing long-distance mining? It looks like he's doing long-distance mining. Like, really long-distance mining. And here comes Lockdog for another attack to kill off the rest of Project's army. 112 supply compared to 87. No. Lockdog still, like, his mining is that long distance for a little bit, but it's not going to do very much. He's going to try to... Oh, no. That's in range of the siege tanks. Oh, he pulls back. Only loses... Well, he's going to lose a few more. I think he loses about 6 of that transfer. But now this base, not only is it not populated, Project may realize, based on the transferring the probes, that there is a base over here. And there's the recall that Arbiter was waiting to set up. Once again, going to stop mining from this base, but Project doesn't need mining from that base anymore because he has mining from this base. Project just barely holding on to 1 mining base, but it's going to be enough. He's now starting to get a very nice supply lead of about 40 at this point, a little bit less than 40. And there's no way this base is going to be safe. Lockdog, where's he going to set up another expo? He could set up one here, I guess, but it's still horribly unsafe. Oh, man. He set up... He did build a Nexus over here. This won't last him very long, though. About 300 a patch. Meanwhile, this... He's only going to leave 2 vultures to kill it? Well, I guess it'll die eventually to 3 vultures. Meanwhile, Lockdog gets a kind of a good engagement, but... At first, but these tanks are really good. 3-1 for Terran compared to 3-0 for Protoss, so pretty even upgrades. And it looks like Lockdog is going to go for an attack up here, but he only has 4 goons. It's not going to be enough. There are 2 Arbiters, one got EMP'd, one of them does not have enough energy for a recall. I don't think he has enough units for a recall anyway, no. Only 66 supply. Well, if Lockdog didn't know about this expo now, expo before, he does now. And I'm not sure what he can do. This base now has 200 a patch. Lockdog's on 1 mining base. It's almost out. 60 supply. I think Project managed to take it with some extreme turtling, some good recall defense, and being cross-map probably helped too. Although usually cross-map helps Protoss, but in this game, because of Project's style of just not attacking, it's actually going to help him out more. 100 a patch now. On 150 a patch. This probe is going to try to expand, but he needs to save up significantly more before he can expand. Oh man, that's such slow mining. What kind of army does he have left? Control group of Speedlocks and Dragoons, 2 Arbiters. About a control group. Compared to that, and some of that, a little bit of that. Looks like Project finally has enough to end the game. He's just going to come down and push with a very, very diverse army, in good proportions. About 1-to-1 ratio of tanks to other stuff. Even this late in the game, he's still laying mines. Not in his own base, though. I'm not sure why he didn't. He wasn't a little bit better about the anti-recall mines, but he still had pretty good defense anyway. Looks like here comes Protoss' last attack. It does appear to have been a recall. There's a DT in there, and he's going to be able to stop Project from mining, but he's setting up this base, and all the SCVs are just transferring over there. They'll get there just about as it finishes. Here is the little huddle of Lockdog's last probes. They may be able to take out the Goliath, but they won't survive very long once he sends any other units up there. And now Project is coming down, taking out the Stockway's main and his natural. It's where all his gateways are. He doesn't have gateways anywhere else on the map, unlike most TVPs that go this long. He just he really didn't have he was never on 5 bases, so he didn't really need to build gateways anywhere else. But if he loses this main, there will be no refugee Protoss. 41 supply, and this is like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. About 20 of it. I can't remember how much an Arbiter is. I think it's 3. Might be 4. So, like, yeah, this is almost all the units Lockdog has at this point. Slowly losing his gateways. Not enough energy. Not sure what he's trying to... he's probably trying to do a stasis and it got EMP'd. He was trying to do a stasis and it did get EMP'd. Oh. But, yeah, 26 supply versus 114. Pretty good effort from Lockdog, being very aggressive with the recalls, but wasn't enough, man. Project is really good. Alright. Let's make set number 4. Between Reps versus SAS. Is SAS really going to go down 1-3 or 1-3 on the season? That's so bad for a team with so many good players. Alright. SAS Ace versus Reps DeWalt. I have a feeling like the W is capitalized. No, it's not. Cool. I'll even put the period at the end. Versus SAS Ace. Alright. So a ZVP on Aztec. I need to change the colors. Purple and blue. Alright. So Ace, aka Sniper Zerg, very talented Hungarian Zerg, versus DeWalt, aka DeWalt, very talented Russian Protoss. I guess it's like, I think that this should be established as a new rivalry. I want this to be a rivalry in StarCraft. Hungarian Zerg Russian Protoss. There are a lot of good Hungarian Zergs. There are a lot of good Russian Protosses. I want to establish a rivalry. Boom. New rivalry. Starting now. Score 0-0. Ace with the 12 pool. And DeWalt. Oh, he's going to do the fancy stuff where the pylon isn't pressed up against it, so that you can put like cannon here, and then there's like a weird gap. Doing all the fancy walling stuff. Anyway, both players are going to scout the empty base first. Ace is a drone scout. Behind the opponent. And ooh, he's not going to put the gap in here. He's going to put the cannon forward. So gateway here and then other cannon here. That actually looks really tight. That's something you can't walk over. So that's tight. Gateway here is tight. Little gap up top. With double cannons here. Wow. This is a cool wall. I like this wall a lot. Fucking sick. Anyway, first 8 lings are out for Ace. That's a lot of lings in the beginning of the game. So he's probably going to try to test the wall. But man. Alright, I guess that's one problem with the wall, that cannon's a little bit exposed. So if 8 lings run in, and then all attack that cannon's going to go down pretty quickly. Although the probe is blocking. I still really like the wall. I really, really like this wall. At the same time, though, he's pulling 5 probes. So if you pull 5 probes, maybe it's not such a good wall. Anyway, 8 lings. I don't think you're going to be able to bust this with that many probes pulled. One of them was only for scouting, though, so 4 probes pulled. Well, Ace's pregame strategy, run by, not going to work out. And he's going to go up to a really fast... Oh, not that fast over there. There's a third up there. I didn't see it first. So, it's still a pretty fast layer, though. Oh. Okay. DeWalt's doing normal Protoss stuff. Not mining with those probes. There we go. Now they're mining. Okay. I was wondering where Zeke's lings, not Zeke's lings, where Ace's lings went, but he split them up. 4 of them there, 4 of them there. And Spire's going down. So Ace looking to set up 4 base Turtle Zerg. That's what you do, man. You go 3 hatch Spire, and then your 4th base is in the other main, and this one's in your natural, and this can work out very well just because you're splitting the map, but you're splitting the map so that you have more bases on your side. And if you can allow the Protoss to expand as much as they want, but unless they want to take this expansion or one of these 2, they're going to be behind. They're going to be behind on bases compared to you. So I like the 4-base Turtle Zerg on 3-player maps. I don't like it so much on 4-player maps or 2-player maps. Certainly don't like it on 2-player maps, because on 2-player maps you don't have another main and natural that you can take. 4-player maps, I'm not a fan of it. It's effective, but sometimes the games just look really silly. Anyway, good surround by Ace. Pretty much. I think that's 4 lanes lost, based on the blood patterns. So, yay, shut that down. Ooh. Ooh. Well, that's not standard. DeWalt going for the Corsair Reaver? Ooh, I like that. Alright, we're going to see some Corsair Reaver action. He's building a Reaver, getting Speed Shuttle, getting +1. There were 2 Corsairs on the way, but one of them finished, so one more Corsair on the way. Probably build more. Almost certainly will build more. Could be good, man. But Ace is the Sniper Zerg. And this is a build where, like, all your units are snipeable. You can snipe the Shuttle, you can snipe the Reaver, you can even snipe Corsairs if there's one of them that's not close enough to the rest of the pack. So, we'll see how good of a sniper Ace is. He's going to get a lot of opportunities this game. Well, Ace going with the bare minimum SimCity of just 1 sunken. He actually doesn't need it. He can see the Reaver with the Overlord, so he knows that there aren't going to be a lot of speed locks coming out. So he knows, excuse me. So he knows that building extra sunkens would be pointless because the sunkens are not good versus Reavers. How am I into +1? Man, like as soon as I click away, they get +1. Anyway, +1's finished, so he does now have enough Corsairs to deal with Scourge. And he has a Speed Shuttle with a Reaver and 2 Zealots. You gotta do damage with the Reaver, you can't sit in your base, so let's see how much he can do. Oh man. I'm scared for... Oh! I think he saw that shuttle. He was moving in, but not quite close enough to get the kill. Oh! Those Scourge were very close. Ah! Ah! Oh no! Sniper Zerg! Sniper Zerg! The Reaver does not see the light of day. He's just loaded into the shuttle and then killed. Oh man, Ace wins. Ace wins, man. That's such a big hit to take. Losing your first Reaver and the shuttle and the 2 Zealots and killing absolutely nothing. Literally, I don't think... Oh wait, no, he did kill like 4 lanes over here. I was gonna say, I don't think DeWalt stood anything all game. Oh! Oh no. 3 Scourge, take out the Corsair. Man. Ace is good with Scourge. There are Scourge everywhere. Just look at the blue unit spread in the middle of the map. You can see, he's like, there will be nothing that comes out of here and I will not see it. Oh, 2 more Scourge. Oh, those ones get killed. Alright. Another Corsair goes down. Here come more Scourge. Oh, okay. Loses those 3. But here come more. Another Corsair goes down. Alright. You know you're doing something right as Zerg when more than half of your Scourge get hits. Because literally, more than half of his Scourge have gotten hits this game. I'm pretty sure it's like 7 hits compared to 5 misses. If I counted correctly. And I'm counting like the 3 that hit 1 Corsair, I'm counting that as 3 hits. I'm not counting one of them as a miss. Even if I did, it'd still be no, it'd be 6 to 6 if I didn't count that one. But I'm not going to count it so that my statement's correct. Haha! Ooh. DeWalt going into a Goon transition. No Zealots at all. In fact, he just started Speed. But not making any, just lots and lots of Goons. Oh, interesting. Well, Goon Reaver is a natural follow-up to Corsair Reaver. You can do a lot of damage, and the Reavers are pretty safe behind just walls and walls of Dragoons. But it takes some good control to keep the cluster together when you're moving around with that many Goons. I mean, you have that many Dragoons versus Terran, but it's not as important to keep them all clustered. In fact, you want to spread them out a little bit. Looks like a storm drop. That second storm wasn't so good, but 11 kills total. There's actually not drone blood in the natural, so I'm not sure where the first drop was. That's a lot of units from Ace. How many storms? Oh, double storm. Didn't mean to do that, but nice second storm at least. And where are the Reavers? The Reavers are coming. Reavers will be able... I think that DeWalt has enough stuff to deal with it. I'm not sure. He should have enough stuff to deal with it. But if the Reavers get sniped again, then he won't. Anyway, Ace is doing the standard 4-base Turtle Zerg. He's going to stay on lair for quite a while. Here comes the attack. There are no more High Templar. He lost the 2 he had. And the Reavers aren't helping out a lot. There was no Observer. That was the issue. Now he can go and attack. Lurker's not so good versus Goon Reaver. Still has this lurking. It moved closer and the Overlord can see it. I'm not sure if he has an internal timer and he realizes how much more time the Templar needs, but he restored 60 shield health for the shuttle. So I think that the Templar should be just about at 75. And he might be going for storm drops at the top. Anyway, still a Goon heavy army, but starting to incorporate it in a few more Zealots. There's a shuttle with 2 Reavers. And there's this shuttle that's preparing for a storm drop. And, oh, that was a nice storm drop. A very nice storm drop. That was almost 10 more kills. The Templar does die, though. And but a very, very good attack from Ace is going to do lots of damage to Goons as they try to retreat up the hill. Dragoons, not so good at retreating through tight passes very quickly. It's actually probably the thing that they're worst at. And the Reavers are now going to do Reaver things, and that's what they're good at. They're good at taking out units from the top of high hills. But Ace, with a very scary army, 1-1 Hydralisks. The Reavers are not in position to defend this, and he can't exactly bring them back because there's not a good place for them to land. So here comes the attack from Ace. Takes out a few units as they try to retreat, and this is enough. There are not enough cannons here for him to defend. He's just going to go for it anyway. There are a lot of Dragoons, and Dragoons are going to help, but as soon as the Hydralisks can get into range, the Dragoons are not going to be very effective. And lots more Goons streaming in. This army, it can't help a lot. Oh no, Ace with a very strong attack, having separated out a portion of the army, is just going to crush the natural, and GG from DeWalt. Can't go Sayer Goon versus the Sniper Zerg. What you thinking? Alright. Download the next replay. I didn't save it, so I didn't want to spoil myself to see if there was a next replay, but it would appear that there is at least 2 more replays. So let me download the next 2. What is this? I don't know who it is, but somebody sent me a replay in some file sharing service I've never heard of. See, this is what I hate about file sharing services I've never done before, because I don't know which one's actually the download. There's like 3 different downloads on the screen. Okay. Chat. Help me not get a virus on my computer. I see 3 downloads. Download, download, download. This is 1, 2, and 3. I don't think it's 1, because the ones that say download and play now next to each other are never it. So it's either this download or this really small download. Oh no, which one do you think it is? 2 or 3? Or 1? This one. Oh, it seemed to have worked. Okay. Sorry. Apparently there's a pretty big delay because I got your suggestion to Sockaway after I already clicked. So, oops. What? Sass got Zeke back? Zeke's playing again? Thank God. Zeke, I don't know where Zeke was, but Team Sass and Team Hungry were looking pretty similar in that they were supposed to be really good, and all of a sudden they're both 1 and 3. But he can stop Team Sass from being 1 and 3 with a win today. Okay, downloading the next 2 replays. There might be an ace match, but I don't know. Okay. Drag this one in. Does it say which one's set 6? Okay. I'm not actually going to change the names of them. Apparently I messed up. Okay, so the one I do first is the 1370. Alright, let's do this. 1370. The one with lots and lots of observers, apparently. Apparently this is going to be a good game, because everybody wanted to watch it. And I can't even tell who's watching it, because all the names got cut off, so it's just Sass, Reps, Reps, Sass, Reps. Alright, 2-2. It's going to come down to the last few games. So many mini launchers. Alright. Let's see. It is white and yellow. So, Zaraki and Gem. Is that it? Yes. The Gem and I can't remember how you capitalize Zaraki. Right. Capital R. And then double dash at the end. Alright, it appears we're going to have some Indian commentary from the stylings of Desakwe, Plumum, and Largo. Apparently we're talking about how BM2 Canada is. Alright. Let's see, Zaraki is white. And the Gem is yellow. Oh shit. Gauntlet's been dropped. Alright, apparently no disagreement there. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so, Zaraki went for a 9 pull. He did the extractor trick to get an extra drone out. Meanwhile... Oh, there goes Plumum. Okay. And then there were 2. This wall. Okay, so gateway here. That looks like a pretty good wall. I'm not sure why there's a gap here. I mean, he can throw down another cannon there if he wants to, but I'm not sure why he didn't build the two cannons next to each other to begin with. I did not know that Djem was aka Sweet Boy. Apparently he's not aka Sweet Boy, though. I don't know who Sweet Boy is. So, Zaraki gonna go for the run by? That cannon is pretty exposed, having like no buildings on any of its sides, so Zerglings can surround it pretty easily, but there are 2 cannons, and the run by has to take a pretty long path. Now there is a gateway to help. I don't think a run by will quite work out. Maybe, if they go up along the top and then come down along the mineral line, then a run by might work. We'll see. Djem's gonna make sure that there is no... What? Really? Really? You're gonna try a cannon rush? Oh man. Oh man, this is a cannon rush. I can't tell if the Hatcher can actually see these. The Lings are not being pulled to help. So I would have to agree with Lockdog. The third is dead. Wow. Man. Cannon rush for the win. Oh, he didn't cancel. Zaraki, why did you not cancel that? He canceled the drone. Maybe, no, he had to have been able to see at least that cannon. Oh, but still, man. Djem's looking pretty good at this point. Ooh, he's even putting the cyber core as a part of his wall. I'm pretty sure that's not tight, but, yeah, this is a very intricate wall. I like the wall, but I like the cannon rush more. Really? Really? Oh dear, the probe got in, but I don't think the Overlord can see the minerals being mined out. He's going to go for the double cannon rush. Is he really going to go for the double cannon rush? Ah, Zaraki is informing me that he did check the vision, and the hatchery could see the cannons before finished. Which I thought it could at least see that one. I wasn't sure about these two. And, I'm not sure why I didn't cancel it. Okay, good. Good. The Overlord is going to see the probe. He has Zerglings in position. He's not going to get double cannon rushed. As awesome as that would be. Anyway. Looks like he's going for... Okay, there's the Stargate. I was like, he's getting +1 air without the Stargate, but found it. Meanwhile, the Spire's done. Djem's Stargate was pretty delayed because of the cannon rush. Looks like the probe's just gonna go for it. Can get the scout in. And yeah, I don't know what. I guess the game was trying to kill the Overlord, but it got surrounded by Lings. There's actually a lot of Lings. That's a lot of Lings. Nice block by the Zealot, but they're just going to go up around top. And I can't remember who called it, but there were no cannons in the main. Oh, I guess there are cannons in the main. Run by's not going to do too much damage. Here come the Mutalisks. They're only 4, though. That's not going to be able to deal with 2 cannons, even if one of them is almost dead. Well, maybe. Corsairs? One Corsair out? Or, no, there's another Corsair out. I was going to say, it's like, is there the only one? But, I don't think the Mutalisks are going to be able to do much damage, though. I think he's pretty well cannoned up. Zaraki did establish a base over here, but it's a much less safe base. Not that really taking safe matters. Taking safe bases matters for Zerg as much, because it's hard for the Protoss to punish it. It looks like there were enough Mutalisks, though, to take out the cannons, and they're now going to chase away the Corsairs. More cannons are being thrown down, but they're going to be killed pretty quickly as soon as these Corsairs are chased away once again. Dem's actually doing some pretty good micro with the pretty good micro with the Corsairs to not lose any of them. And he's doing a lot of damage to the Mutalisks. They're all pretty far injured. It looks like all of them are half health or worse. But he's doing a lot of damage to his own. He's going to get a shield battery for the Corsairs. Oh, man. But it's out of energy instantly. And it looks like the Mutalisks will clean up all the Corsairs. And the Gem. The Gem with some crazy stress this game. Cannon rush and shield batteries. Alright, +1's almost done. I have to think that the Mutalisk aggression is over now. Because, I don't know what they're talking about. What are you guys talking about? Oh, he's just talking about the Corsairs being +1? I was about to talk about that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I think the Mutalisk aggression's done because he's starting to get he's going to have a good number of Corsairs now. Well, not quite. But, they have +1. It should be good. Oh. Apparently there were AFK muted at the top. Of course there. That Corsair, they got the Scourge hit. Lost some Mutalisks in the main. They're going to take out all the cannons. And, I guess I was wrong about the Mutalisk aggression being done. Because the Corsairs were not in position to protect the cannons. And he had one of them split off and he got Scourged. And is that Corsair going to go down? No, not quite. He still does have a shield battery there, but it's not going to be a lot of help versus Scourge. And he's going to be able to snipe it with Storm finishes. This would be huge. He gets it before Storm finishes. How many Templar are out? There are 2 Templar out. No! He sniped one of the Templars, so we can't even make an Archon. This Templar has no purpose in life. Oh, but there's another Templar more. Okay, there's 2 more Templar warping in. Okay, so he can make at least 1 Archon. He desperately needs an Archon to try to do something against these Mutalisks, because these Mutalisks are just being so devastating. He even got +1 attack for them. Still talking about the lack of Scourges. He kind of lost all his Scourges because they all crashed into Corsairs. And there's nothing in the main. I think that was the Micro Overlord. It has microed all the way across the map. Well, the Gem was looking pretty good with that Cannon Rush, but the Cannon Rush delayed his Corsairs. And because of that, Mutalisks were really, really effective. Are they going to be able to snipe the Nexus? They are, in fact, going to snipe the Nexus while avoiding the Archon. Very nice moves from Zaraki. They're talking about me. I was almost expecting it to be like Hacklebeast. Fuck that guy. He sucks. Oh, Lockdog likes me. I don't know about Largo. That would have been pretty funny. I would have laughed. Anyway, Zeraki's only on 3 bases, but he's done so much damage that 3 bases is in a pretty good position. He killed the main killed the main Nexus, and Degem's only on 1 mining base. He's trying to set up a 3rd. That kind of looks weird. Just like 2 gateway walls. What is this? Like, this is what they did in like 2004, before they figured out how to make like nice tight walls. They just like, fuck it, I'm gonna put gateways in front. I know this because I was actually watching a couple games from back then. Thanks to the Brood War Advent calendar. You gotta check that out. It's pretty cool. Just go on Team Liquid and look up the Brood War Advent calendar. Anyway, there are now a lot of Corsairs, so Zeraki is gonna have a hard time dealing with them, but oh man, there's so little in the main. He did rebuild the Templar Archives. He's now starting Storm once again. Oh man, that Storm is so delayed, and he doesn't have Storm to deal with Hydralisks. He's going to throw down a lot of cannons, but the cannons might just not be enough because he has to keep building them back this way. He doesn't have like a front of 5 of them. Oh man. Well, he's doing something good now. Corsairs are getting a lot of kills. And it looks like Zeraki's going to go in for the bust. Pointing out that the Hydralisks don't have range, which is weird. Maybe range finished during that attack, but they were in range to be hit for a while there. And he's throwing down a pylon in the back. He's going to snipe the 1 pylon though, and they are all unpowered! Okay, he powers more of them. That was a pretty good move from Zeraki, but it wasn't enough because there's a pylon in the back. Good notice by Degem that he actually had 1 pylon powering everything. These are all still unpowered. He should probably build another pylon up here, as Largo is saying. Not only to make it more secure, but also just to power those 3 unpowered ones. I mean, 3 cannons unpowered is like... a drop is in progress. Oh, researching drop is in progress. Got it. Well, there's certainly going to be a lot of open room in the main for some drops. Does he already have Overlord speed? I imagine he would. Yes, he does have Overlord speed. Oh. In case you were all unaware, Degem is the ultimate guy. He can no train at all. I don't know why that makes you an ultimate guy if you can't train. Oh, he's telling a story about how awesome of a StarCraft player he is. I thought it was gonna be a different kind of ultimate guy. Just like Degem is an ultimate guy. I once watched him arm wrestle a bear, and then win so hard that he broke the bear's arm. I thought it was gonna be that kind of ultimate guy, not he can win at StarCraft without training. I mean, that's pretty good too, but well, these cannons are finally gonna die, it appears. Zeraki going to finally take care of that cannon rush. 103 supply compared to 84. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he didn't say asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Well, the gem is finally pretty secure on 3 bases. He's rebuilt the Nexus, he's building more gateways in there, and he's got some cannons down. Is that really his first robo? Oh man, that's really his first robo. But even on 3 bases, I'm not going to do him much good, because the natural's almost mined out, the main's getting kind of close to being mined out, and he has no army. Storm. Not such a good storm. No one has enough for another one, though. Boom! Showing that Hydralisk who's boss. That's the first observer. Still a little ways away, but should be in time by whenever Draki decides he wants to attack. These cannons. Oh, one of them is powered, but these 2 cannons are still unpowered. Wait. Okay. That's a cannon normally. That's a cannon when it's like in shooting animation. But this cannon is powered because it's not unpowered. It's a detector, but it's still sticking up. I now want Draki to attack this base to see if that cannon can actually fire. Zaraki has not built Funkins this game. I don't really think he needs Funkins. I'm pretty sure that he's just going to win with his attack. That's a better storm, but then he double storms. The gem has some really bad storms so far. That was an okay storm. I guess Zaraki's just been really good about dodging them. But that's a lot of lurkers. There's only one observer. Draki doesn't have any skirts, so he can't really snipe it, but he doesn't really need to. He has enough stuff that he can just win. Oh, but that was a very nice storm. There we go. Which one of the many Templar was? Is this one? 8. I didn't realize how many Templar he has. He has, like, more Templars than other units. That might be a little bit excessive. Does he have a lot of gas? He doesn't have much gas anymore. I'm not sure why he has so many Templar, but, I mean, Templar are really good, so if you can afford that many, cool. Apparently somebody's building exit's blocked. I'm guessing it's one of these 2 gates. It's probably this gateway. Well, no, because that's not in the right position. I'm not sure what building is blocked. That's a lot of lurkers. It's gonna take a lot from Gem to try to power through that. Oh man. And he doesn't have very much. He does have 120 supply. I'm not sure where his 120 supply is coming from, because it doesn't seem to have that many units out. And it's not in probes. Actually, I don't think it's in probes. Anyway. Zaraki still does have drop if he wants to try to do that instead of breaking it, but this is a very nice contain, so he really doesn't need to worry about drop. High Templar gets lost. Sad for him. Well, is this going to be a drop? As I say that he's not doing drops? Nope. It appears to be just for scouting. Yeah, it's a 5-base Zerg, soon to be 6. I'm on air. It would appear that Largo does watch my stream. Oh, it was like that was cool. He like ran out, just punched the lurker once, and then ran away. That's weird. I'm thinking about seeing anybody like capitalize the V in ZVZ. I've seen it all lowercase, and I've seen it all uppercase, and I've seen it where the Z's are capitalized, but not the V. I think it's the first time I've seen it with the lowercase Z, capital V. These Hydralisks, man. Are they patrolling? Well, let's see. Nope, not patrolling. I'm not sure why he has just a control group of Hydralisks that came down, that were down here, then moved up, and then another one that came down here, then immediately moved back up. Anyway. Gem's still kind of screwed. Does Rocky have Hive yet? Yeah, he does have Hive. What kind of Hive? I'm not sure. Oh, that's a lot of storms. He's going to kill off most of the Hydralisks, but he still can't deal with the lurkers. And it looks like the Gem's finally going to make his push. It's not going to matter, though. Oh, look at Zaraki. He's sniping all of the Templar, and the goons are trying to run away, but there are not many units left. 140 compared to 105 supply. And despite the fact that he has no Hive Tech, I don't know. I couldn't actually check all the bases to see if he has Hive Tech somewhere else. No. Kind of want to watch Zaraki just like non-stop kill stuff. Because I mean, this is like literally non-stop aggression. Because it's just like they keep dying over and over and over again. But oh, there's the GG from the Gem. And Zaraki takes it 3-2. Seth only needs one more game. And I already said who was in the last game. Alright, man. Here comes the big bad boss. None other than Mr. Zeke. On match point, too. Oh, good map. Alright. As you can see, we have Sass, Zeke, Suzuki, and we have Reps, Gotunk. One of the very few non-Russian players on Team Reps. That's his brown. Zeke is teal. Alright. Gotunk has a pretty tall order ahead of him to have to deal with none other than Zeke. Zeke, the player who does absolutely nothing remarkable, but just everything he does is flawless. He's like a pro player. If just some random Zerg, let's say, trying to think of a random Zerg. No, that wouldn't work. I'm having a really hard time thinking of a Zerg. Fuck, why can't I think of any good Zergs for this to work for? So I don't want to actually say a really good Zerg, I just want like a middle of the road Zerg, but every Zerg I think of, I either think of a bad Zerg or a good Zerg. Oh, fuck. No. Zeke's crying. Man, it's gonna bother me. I guess it's just like I'm looking for one specific Zerg player. You know what? Let's say it's So. I'm just gonna go with So. If So was a foreigner and played with us, he would be like Zeke. He doesn't do anything special, but he's just really, really good, and all of his mechanics are immaculate. I was looking for somebody a little bit better than So. but not as good as like Sulky. Anyway, first 6 are out. Gotonk. This is kind of a funky wall. Because I guess Gateway here, but then it's not tight here, not tight here, not tight here, and tight here. I don't know. Oh no, we're gonna see how good this wall is. It appears to be a bit lacking. Well, there's only 2 in. 3 Zerglings in your base is really bad. 2 Zerglings in your base, kinda manageable. Anyway, Zeke's hatcheries being built. Did he get speed yet? No, he doesn't have speed yet. Well, let's see. That's a pretty bold move from Gotonk, because there's no way 4 probes beat 2 links. Not when Zeke's controlling the 2 links. Although they haven't got any kills yet. They're both still at 0. Yep, both still at 0. He's doing a lot of damage to a lot of different things. But not actually to the probes. No, he gets 1. He is, Zeke's still doing damage by this, because, I mean, Gotonk still has to pull off of his probes a lot to try to deal with the lings. So, even though he actually isn't scoring any kills, it's still pretty good for him. Will that probe get away? Looks like it will. Almost got a kill. I would say he's probably detracted about 150 minerals in mining time by now. He's not going to track much more just because the Zealot's out now, so he doesn't need to drag around 5 probes to try to catch him. He's also scouted, which is very nice to see the Stargate and the Citadel go down. Yeah, only 1 more hit. Oh, that probe tries to get him. Man, Zeke is all around with this ling, just going in circles. Takes another hit. Back down to 1 shot. Oh, up to 2 again. Down to 1 shot. He sees the first Corsair making. He sees +1. I think this is his plan. He's just like, he's trying to run around the side and just like do damage to the side probe, and he's hoping that the same probe keeps coming to the side so he can actually kill him. Oh no! The ling finally died at the 6-minute mark. I think there's literally been more of a longer amount of time in the game where the ling has been in the base than not in the base. Anyway, so we've been looking at Gotonk's build and not at Zeke's. Zeke 3-hatch Spire and throwing down hatches 4 and 5. So very standard stuff from Zeke. Although it seems like his Hydralisken's a bit late. He's actually stockpiling a lot of money. Is he making Mutalisks? Ew, Hydralisken. I'm not sure why his money's getting up so high. Maybe he was planning on going Mutalisk, but then saw the +1 Sayers and decided not to? I don't know, I'm just trying to rationalize for the fact that Zeke money's getting a little bit high. Not really high, but... Oh, here comes Gotenks first DT. He's gonna be able to kill how many lings? 2? 3? 4? 5. Zeke. It's pretty hard to notice that your lings are being killed, but still a little bit of a mistake, allowing all 5 of them to die. Now certainly realizes that the DT is there because he notices that all of the lings went away. So, is that going to be a spore colony? Yes, it is. Not going to quite finish in time. Excuse me, but the DT's only going to be able to get a couple kills. And before it finishes. 2. Oh, DT just barely survives. And an Overlord comes in for vision. They're going to pick it off. So, not a lot of damage. But, it was okay. Overall, count the Zergling kills and the other kills. Drone kills, that's what I meant to say. Alright. Well, he's mining out the side. He's mining out the side so that he can get goons out and Archons out. It looks like Zeke's just poking around with his Scourge. It's probably for scouting more than trying to find a Corsair. But I think Gotenks reached his critical number of Corsairs so that he can start attacking with them. They do have +1, so they will be very good versus the Scourge. And, well, let's see. Yep. Takes them all out. Ooh, he actually has, like, 8? I think that's 8 Corsairs. It's a little bit more than most people, that most people stockpile before moving out. So, Gotenks just really wants a lot of Corsairs, and here comes the attack. Speedball Archon Corsair. Lurker is being upgraded. It looks like the Hydros have speed. I'm not sure if they have range yet. No, they do not. I don't think they have range. No, they have range. Oh, 2 reinforcement zealots. Almost gets the other one. Yep, gets the other one. I did not think that was a PP. I thought that was a GG. It was just like Gotenks loses 2 zealots and it's like, I can't win. GG's too good. Forget it. I'm done. That would have been really funny, but no. It's just a PP. Not a GG. Anyway, looks like Zeke can do some pretty good micro against these zealots. Yep. Doesn't take too many hits, too many losses. And is going to make an attack with a rather large number of Hydralisks on this base. Cannon's going to finish just in time, but there's not a lot of them. Oh, but there's a DT. Where's the Overlord? There's an Overlord in the general vicinity. I don't know if it has speed, though. It needs to start moving, like, really soon. He has to realize there's a DT there. Oh, okay, there's another Overlord. I didn't see the one up here. Well, Gotenks does have a lot of Corsairs. Lurker upgrade is done. Clearly the Lurker upgrade just finished. And the Corsairs, they won't quite go far enough to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Lurkers. Really? 6, 10, 13 Lurkers. Still, a lot of Lurkers. And now, this is a very scary attack on a base with only 4 cannons. How many storms does he have? No, he has no storms. Snipes the cannon at first. Lurkers are revealed, if Gotenks didn't already know about them. Storm goes down. Oh, there was one Templar that had 2 storms on it. I missed that one. But now it has no storms. These 2 Templar almost have storms. Ah, they do now. So they will be able to get 2 more storms off. That was an okay storm, but there are just so many lurkers. They're all pretty clumped up, though. There's a chance for a really big storm to go down, and that's a pretty nice one. Actually, it only hit 2. I thought it was going to hit that 3rd one as well. But there are so many lurkers that the Zelts are going to die very quickly. The DT, there's no Overlord. But the DT dies on accident anyway because the lurkers were attacking the Nexus. Oh, very fortunate for Zeke. Probes just get out of there in the nick of time, but the base is going to go down, and Gotenks is going to be reduced to only 2 bases. And there's still a very scary lurker force right around his base. He only needs to move them up just a little bit to be able to put them right back into a contained position. The Nexus falls. 75 supply compared to 93. What is his tech looking like? Still no Queen's Nest. And that is a lot of units. It doesn't have upgrades for him, though. Just +1 Hydros attack compared to +2 weapons with 3 on the way. I'd be surprised if Zeke goes for the attack. Well, maybe. He does have a lot of stuff. And Gotenks does not have a lot of stuff. So much of his supply is tied up in these Corsairs, and he doesn't have that high supply to begin with. I think that this might be it for Zeke with nothing. It wasn't a very special push, but it just worked, which is so indicative of what Zeke does. It's like there's nothing remarkable about his play, but it just wins. And GG from Gotenks. Sass, trying to turn around this season, is now 2-2, and Reps. Also, both these teams are rather surprising at 2-2. I don't think anybody would have predicted that they were middle of the pack. Reps did lose to 2 very skilled teams, LRM and SAS. Well, turn that to a 4. That's it for casting for me today. Thank you to Gambit Cup. Thank you to the sponsors of Gambit Cup, Twitch TV, which is what you're watching this on, Nerbopolis and Prowler. Thank you to the organizers who couldn't be here today, Game and AWA. And thank you to the viewers for watching. Tune back in next week for more Gambit Cup Nation War action. Bye, everybody.